America. Yeah.
I guess when you think of Dodgeball, it's not the first kind of speed game you'd think of for speed running. Any sports game, I think sports games really just don't get their time in the sun. At least for most. I'm trying to think of sports games that have been in like GDQ events or other live events, and just not a ton come to mind. But
okay, a few notes about this game here. It's based on the Compati Hero series, which actually is a Gundam knockoff.
There we go.
Yeah. It's a crossover between Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Gundam. Yeah, it's all it's really saying is that we started the run now. Sorry, I should be quiet about that. Actually, you see Ultraman in this right at the beginning. And for those who don't know, Ultraman's a huge superhero in Japan. And I mean that literally because he can grow to giant heights. Yeah.
Well, that should help him, or not help him in Dodgeball, because he'll be easier to hit, right? I mean, I guess he'll be able to throw the ball much harder, but like, how's he gonna dodge if he's so huge? I don't know, man.
So this is I'm pretty excited about this. I'm very curious of what these strats are. So far, it looks like he's just been skipping. Are we having?
Yeah, maybe he's trying to like set up some kind of RNG manipulation at the beginning or something like that. That's my wild guess at what's going on right now.
He is holding the controller a certain way. And we are looking for game and glitch right here, actually. That is the category. I could be wrong, but we might just be seeing him trying to perform arbitrary code execution on this title screen.
You know what? I think you are correct. I did not see the goal until you mentioned that, and yeah, why not? Why not have some ace going on in this marathon? It's not something you get to see all the time, but I mean, can you explain it well enough for people that are not familiar with it? What arbitrary code execution is?
Yeah, I can give it a little stab here in layman's terms. For those who don't know, arbitrary code execution, or a lot of games call it like a wrong warp. But basically, it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. You're changing the game's code to transport you straight to the credits, more or less. A really famous runs of that include Mario 3 Wrong Warp, and they had actually two different ace arbitrary code execution races in last year's AGDQ between Yoshi's Island and Super Mario World. But yeah, basically you're manipulating the game into transporting you right to the last screen and or credits by different button inputs, by moving objects to certain places. Lots of different ways to do it. In this particular situation, it seems as if it's something he either has to perform over and over again, or he's just trying to hit it on the title screen, and I can't really tell what's actually happening here.
Yeah, with most of the setups, they're incredibly difficult. There's usually multiple frame perfect inputs involved, and the timing is just so hard. It's interesting to see it for a game like this. You know, honestly, like most of the games you see it for tend to be the more popular games, because the more popular games naturally get more attention, more people play them, more people might accidentally run into a glitch. People that do tassing or glitch hunting will look into those games more often than a game like this. But I guess somebody must have ran across this somehow.
Yeah, this is definitely very. I really wish we knew what was going on behind this, because there's definitely a lot more going on than him just restarting to the title screen over and over again. If you look at his hands, actually, and I know the camera's small, but if you look at his hands, you can see it looks like he's holding select and R at different times, and he's holding the controller in different ways. So he's obviously performing a series of inputs, it looks like.
Yes, either a series or combination inputs. I mean, from a lot of the runs that I've seen, usually you're doing something in the game itself. You're having to manipulate values, whether they're points values or enemy values or some other value is getting specifically manipulated to an exact point so that you can trigger the glitch. But this seems like a totally different way of triggering it. I think the only one that I've seen that's even remotely similar to this is have you ever seen the one for Battletoads?
I have not seen the one for Battletoads.
Okay, I think that one just basically it's title screen and then done. Like it's just straight to the end. But yeah, this is a little more reminiscent of that than say the Super Mario 3, which that one I think most people have probably seen. As
I feel like that's the most famous one because it was featured
on TV.
It was on TV. It was on Stephen Colbert, late night primetime TV. You had speedrunner Mitch Flower Power doing that, and that is a very famous one, and that's a very good example of it. And if you go back and look at that one, if anyone's ever seen that, he also did that at AGDQ, I believe, 2 years ago as well. And it was a very big moment. But really, he's basically moving turtle shells into very specific pixels and hitting turtle shells at very specific times, and that basically arbitrarily changes the code to a point where when he goes into a pipe, it transfers him right to the end of Peach's room. This is quite less exciting than that, I would say, right off the bat. But with that being said, I don't think it's any less input heavy. It definitely has some skill to it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if he's taking this long to do it, I mean, I guess there must be a significant amount of setup because otherwise they wouldn't make the estimate that high. Like if it was that simple to just go title screen and done, I think the estimate would be lower. So, maybe you're right. Maybe he does have to set this thing up for a long time before he does the finale of whatever it is. But yeah, he doesn't even have a commentator, so probably nobody there even understand what's going on. He's just gonna pull off this magic trick, and everybody's just gonna be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, this might be one of the first times a human's done it live. For all we know, we had no idea this was gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I would venture to guess that is true, unless he's done it on stream before or something like that, which I'm not sure if this guy does have a stream. Let me take a look at that real quick.
London-Bashi does. He does have twitch.tv/LondonB415.
Oh, he does. Okay, right.
Yeah. So if any of our sleuth viewers out there want to see if he's got any Battle Dodgeball VODs in the backlog,
want to do some sleuthing?
Yeah. let us know. Yeah, there is a task for this as well. That does the ace in 56 seconds.
56 seconds. Wow.
56 seconds.
That's very fast.
Yes.
So that's probably like an impossible dream type scenario where us humans we have to set up our task-like maneuvers, right? We can't just replicate them exactly for the most part.
I really wish I could have read the submission paragraph for this particular game.
It was probably pretty short. I'm a little disappointed. I really wanted to see
Dodgeball.
Somebody getting hit by a ball in the face, and it probably would have been some futuristic space ball or something like that. But it would have been that much cooler. Like look at all these cool characters that you get to see for 0.5 seconds before he switches out of that screen. We're missing out on all that, man. Now I'm gonna have to go and just play this game and see what it's all about without the game end glitch.
He is inputting a password right now, so he has changed. Things
We've
have
made progress.
Changed. Yes,
progress has been made. We don't know what the progress is, but it's something. He looks like he's being very careful and deliberate at this point. So this is probably something incredibly precise that he does not want to mess up. Oh. All right. There's only one.
We don't
we're
know.
Deleting all the letters now.
Yeah, we don't know if this is. I'm sure this is definitely important to the input of the code. Right.
We have a different letter now that we're going with, or simple, and that one is also being erased. We do not need either of these symbols. They appear only to disappear.
We had a bunch of and then E and now ooh.
Well, you know, it's funny. Whenever I like glitch out an old NES game or something like that, you always get the characters that come up in the background, right?
Yeah.
You always see a bunch of strange words that shouldn't be there. So maybe that's going on. But now it looks like this is
Checking his
something.
notes.
Yeah, he's checking things out here.
Hey, English letter.
No. Pogo. Ruzike. Some of those are probably wrong. My katakana is pretty rusty.
Doing better than us, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the edge of my seat right now.
I mean, I want to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
I mean, some games it gets crazy. I mean, like you said, some it's just the credits warp.
Mm-hmm.
I know if you've ever seen, I want to say it's Super Mario Land 2 is another one where you can kind of do something crazy, and they actually go through the memory code, right? Like you actually have to like get Mario to traverse the code in an exact way before you can get to the end.
Yeah.
So hopefully he has some kind of other input than this.
I hope we at least see part of the game. Like, I hope he at least has to start a game.
Right.
I think he does. I think what's happening is he was doing something that's a setup, and now he has to actually load a password that loads a game at a specific point that actually triggers the setup that he just did to get the memory corruption to happen. I'm trying to read these task notes, and they're really detailed, but not really big on the big picture stuff. So it doesn't really explain like the whole of what he's doing, just the little parts.
So I'm wondering if the password is has to be shifted based on how he executes the setup or something like that.
The camera's zooming in on the notes.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh man. Well, if nothing else, sometimes the credits of these games will have action sequences, so maybe we will still get to see somebody getting pegged in the face with a dodgeball, right?
I hope. We have to hope we at least get to see one dodgeball fly.
We got to hold out for that.
I love this arbitrary code type stuff. I find it kind of fascinating. But
me too.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and I think we have a stage select screen.
Okay.
Where are we going?
This is
Don't
super
mess it up
exciting.
now.
Okay, the sprites were getting a little corrupted there.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is that it?
Is this it?
That's it.
And done.
And time.
He selected a stage. All right, he did
GG.
at least select a stage. That's how you win.
GG. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is Battle Dodgeball. Oh, that was great.
Phenomenal.
That was he seems relaxed, so I'm assuming it was incredibly difficult because he looks like weight has been lifted off his shoulder right now.
Yeah, well, for all we know, there was like a timing element going on.
Yeah,
right?
you know, when he was putting in the password, it looks like he was hitting very specific. Like some he was spamming, and then some he waited towards the end. So I think it. Just looking at the sigh of relief on his face, I believe that trick was infinitely more difficult than any of us could have really realized. You know?
Oh yeah. That took a lot. I mean, it's obviously not something you can memorize because you had to have the serious notes for doing all the stuff at the end, but beat the estimate by just over 7 minutes, so that's pretty solid right there, I would say.
I was gonna say I really like that this marathon is exposing people to just games they've never seen before.
Yeah.
But I feel like we didn't really get a good look at Battle Dodgeball.
No, I